Have you ever heard of somebody who abducts little boys?
Room below's got some horrible smells.
We don't want to go in there. What are you doing?
Complimentary room service. Here is that.
Hello and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newly Dads. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. This is a half-hour chat show where Mr. Newly Dad and I talk about a movie that we've watched. If this is not your first time watching, welcome back. We appreciate you watching. If you're listening to this, which sometimes happens on Spotify, you can find our show, because this is a visual show, on our website, which is thenewlydads.com. On that site, you're going to find information about our show. Also, we do other kinds of videos on YouTube, so you'll find information about our Sinister Snack videos. We've got unboxing videos that Mr. Newly Dad also uploads. We do sometimes write blog posts. Sometimes we don't, sometimes we do, but they do live on there, so you can check that out. And occasionally we do events. So like the Witches Market, which will be in October this year. I know it's a long ways away, but that is the one market that we usually do every single year. So they've already put the information out about it. It's always the first the first Saturday, in October.
28 Sundays away.
Actually, it's like 27 now, I think. It was 28 last week.
27 Sundays away.
27 Sundays. He's saying 27 Sundays that we have until, it's there. So we need to make sure we're making art and stuff. But yeah, you can check us out on that website, thenewlydads.com, and find out all the information about us. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about a movie that we watched. And we watched that movie a couple days ago. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Read the little synopsis. We're going to watch the trailer, and then we're going to chit chat. Mr. Newly Dad always has lots of notes on it. So this came off of the Attack of the Killer Bees 10 movie collection, which we got at, was it Toad Hall? All right, we got it at Toad Hall. Toad Hall is a very cool store here in Rockford, Illinois. If you are in the northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, I would even go as to say like Iowa, like Eastern Iowa area, western side of Indiana, Michigan, I don't know, like anywhere in the Midwest, you can come and see us, and actually go check out Toad Hall. They are a record store. They also sell books and old CDs, sometimes movie posters. They've got stickers and
Books.
I said books, all sorts of fun things, comic books, record players, all sorts of stuff like that. Magazines. Yeah. Fun things.
Dust.
Dust?
Yeah. They don't sell the dust. It comes free with every purchase.
It's been, I think it's, what do you say? It's 50 years old?
Over 50 years, not under the same owner.
Right. But it's been in business for 50 years, and it's really cool. So, Attack of the Killer Bees is the name of this is. And you're gonna probably put the information about Toad Hall up, I think, probably, right? Okay, yeah. But we watched the movie called Attack of the Giant Leeches. Yes.
What are the stipulations for the videos, for the movies?
Oh, right. Man, I'm off today. We do have criteria for the shows that we watch. It needs to be under $5, since this is a dollar store type of thing. So under $5, it needs to be a horror, thriller, or sci-fi genre movie, and it needs to be a movie that neither of us have ever seen before. Yes. All right, so Attack of the Giant Leeches. Mysterious disappearances and the strange circumstances surrounding them grip the swamp patrolled by game warden Steve Benton. That's it. It was a really short synopsis because this is full of 10 other movies.
Chock full of movies.
Chocked full of movie. So, that was short. For the trailer, he usually likes to pop up a fun little trailer that kind of segues into the actual trailer. So let's make it like a 1950s kind of style vehicle. Can you do something like that? Like a 50s Model T or whatever those things are? I don't know. Truck?
Model T?
Model T?
Like the 20s and 30s.
Oh, is that the 20s and 30s?
Like
I
when
don't
they
know
first
my
started-
cars. I just know that I have a car
The
and
Model
it gets me
A's
from point A to point B. I don't know. Yeah, because this is from the 50s. So
Which is 1959 to be
it
exact.
is 1959.
1959, like the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Yes. All right. I am going to pause it real quick, and then we're going to watch the trailer. You'll watch the trailer too, and then we'll be right back. So stay tuned for us to come right back.
In the backwoods of the Everglades, the boys had only the storekeeper's woman to talk about.
You want something, Cal?
I sure do, honey.
I know how to take care of a woman like you, Liz.
Then, out of the swamp's depths, again appears horrifying, mysterious creatures, thirsting for lovers' blood. What are these giant mutations whose attack on people sends the whole countryside on an endless search?
Whatever killed those people is still in that lake, and it's going to take more than dynamite to get it out.
And then brings them back to life to gratify their distorted desires.
And we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that trailer. Don't know if he did anything to it, but we'll find out when we watch it with you.
Sometimes I don't if the movie is something I want you to actually see what the actual movie was like, or if we actually kind of enjoyed the movie in some regard. So hint, hint for long-term viewers.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
All right. Mr. Newly Dad has his notes out. I also have my notes out. We are ready to talk.
So whenever we watch a film, I will take notes, and then at the end of the year, Miss Newly Dad will collect all the notes that are digital into a flip book, and you can check them out on our aforementioned website. The last 3 years, 23, 24, and 25 are all available currently on the site. So if you'd like to go check out what I had to say, recommendations, you're like, man, what was a movie that they talked about? There you go. They're all there right now. Go check it out. And this will be there in 2026. So Mrs. Newly Dad also takes notes, and so far she is at 100% for this year and last year, so she is on a roll.
Yay!
That's why her ass is buttered. That's what they say. And she's taking them all digitally, and hers are all fancy. Mine are just like scribbles, but hers are fancy. So I'm going to show her my notes so she can see what I drew, because I usually draw something and she draws something, and then we will look at hers, and then we'll get on with the show. So I happened to glance over at yours, and I was like, did you look at mine when I was drawing?
No, I didn't realize he drew like the bleach monster guy.
It's my interpretation of it. I was really happy with how it came out, and ended up being my drawing for the day.
His looks way, 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 way better than mine.
Stop it.
I just drew like a little guy waving.
But it's very similar. That's
might
the
be able to
weird
see
thing,
it.
though. Like,
Yeah.
they're very, like, I want you to see what I took there, but they're very,
Yours
like,
looks very cute.
similar.
Mine's just like,
I mean, you were just doing a little quick sketch. you
I
know?
was.
You weren't, I was trying to, like, take time and
Oh.
make it all fancy.
I
schmancy.
did write his name down.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Dave?
Dave.
Yeah. We'll talk about Dave in a minute.
All right.
So, what else? Is that all
Yeah.
the bookkeeping stuff for that? All right.
Yeah.
Is that the right? That's not the right word. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
You want mint for a pillow?
Housekeeping.
So we watched Attack of the Giant Leeches from 1959, as I mentioned previously. Currently sitting at 3.8 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database. This is directed by one Bernard L. Kowalski. I love that name. Who did something called Hot Car Girl. Definitely a 50s sounding movie. Night of the Blood Beast, which has quite possibly one of my favorite movie posters ever. There's a EC Comics cover that is similar with a severed head looking thing there. Blood Beast. I have it up in my wallet at work in my cubicle. Exactly. And something called Macho Callahan, not to be confused with Dirty Harry Callahan. But it could be. It could be like the precursor. It's not, though. This is written by Leo Gordon. Not as cool of a name. Leo's all right, though. You know, it's Leo. Who wrote The Wasp Woman, which is also on that collection, wherever the box went, which I've been wanting to see for a long time. The Terror, the original, I want to say it's a Roger Corman produced Jack Nicholson, like one of his earliest, if not his earliest film. All the Loving Couples, which sounds a little risque. And Tower of London. And London Bridge already fell down, apparently. So this stars one, Ken Clark, who was in Love Me Tender, the Elvis Presley movie. The Shaggy Dog, the Walt Disney movie with Fred MacMurray. Hercules, he did 3 different Hercules movies. So Ken Clark apparently was, buff dude, because he was Hercules 3 times. And something called Tiffany Memorandum, which I guess you're taking notes on Tiffany. That's creepy. This also stars Yvette Vickers as our aforementioned lady.
Liz, baby.
Who was in Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, one of the greatest drive-in films of all time, which I want to say had a sequel. Kind of like the Amazing Colossal Man, which had a sequel. Shortcut to Hell, which you don't want to take that shortcut, by the way. Evil Spirits, which sounds like a movie we'd probably watch. HUD.
Sound like Chud?
No, it's a Paul Newman Western.
Oh.
I just was waiting to see what you were going to say because I
Bud
just
the
paused.
Chud.
Give you a minute. Bud the HUD. And Sunset Boulevard. So a lot of pretty big movies from these first 2 people. But we're not done yet. We've got Jan Shepard, who was in one episode, and I put this down. I don't usually put TV, but I had to put this down. She was in one episode of The Schlitz Playhouse.
Like the beer?
The beer.
Okay.
Because there was back in the day, a lot of companies would sponsor episodes of or like shows that was they do little anthology based shows. They weren't tied together, and the Schlitz Playhouse was one of them. She was in King Creole, which was another Elvis Presley movie.
Nice.
We got a tie in there. Saber Jet, which sounds like a cool movie, and a whole heck of a lot of TV. And finally, we have Tyler McVeigh, who I included them just because they had some really great titles. They were in From Here to Eternity. Everybody knows that scene on the beach with, I want to say it was Rock Hudson and I forget who he's making out with on the beach. Creature with the Atom Brain, which is there. They were in 4 episodes of I Love Lucy, which of course can't leave out Lucy.
Yeah, gotta love Lucy.
Teenage Thunder, which sounds like a Garth Brooks song. And the Louisiana Hussy.
Louisiana Hussy.
Yep. I don't know why the Louisiana person is a hussy, but whatever. Right. At this point, my lovely wife turns to me and she says,
"What'd you think?"
And let's talk about it. So, first of all, this movie desperately needs some TLC, at least the copy we have, which is, I'm pretty sure, a public domain version of the title. I did check, and Film Masters and Retro Media both have released a version of the film that is far superior. I did check, it is streaming, and the streaming versions are slightly better than the one we watched, but I didn't want to deal with commercials, so we just dealt with the fact that it was pretty grungy. But if you are a fan of this film, there are Blu-ray copies that are much nicer. This was a Roger and Gene Corman production. They co-produced the film, which if you're familiar with Roger Corman, I mentioned him earlier. This is one of those good old 1 hour long movies. This was 1 hour and 2 minutes to be exact.
Yeah, it's short.
The reason they were short is that B Films, they called B Pictures back in the day, they did a lot of double bills. And in order to, do that, cut costs and make, double features, they'd make them 1 hour long, and then they could do their regular feature and then the B picture. And, you'd have a decent night at the movies that was less expensive than making 2 full-length features. So she mentioned Dave, or we talked about Dave.
Get him, Dave.
Poor Dave is one of our lead characters. He's kind of a larger man who's married to this woman who is a terrible wife and is so mean to Dave.
Yeah, her name's Liz, and he keeps calling her Liz, baby, I love you, kind of a thing.
She's like, don't touch me, don't kiss me. And he's like, you're my wife, I want to touch you and kiss you. And she's like,
no.
And she goes off to be with her.
I'm going to go out by myself. Yeah.
And proceeds to head directly to the swamp with her man to go make out.
Cal.
Good old
Well, the thing is, it's like, Cal's like hanging out outside. And then Dave's like, I got to go repair something. I think he was like a plumber or something like that. He's like, I got to go repair something.
he
And
was the
then
sheriff.
he's like, so I'll be right back. And he's like, we're thinking about moving, is what he said to Cal. And Cal's like, you shouldn't move. You're important to this town. Like, you should stay here. And then as soon as Dave leaves, Cal's like, Dave said, oh, yeah, Liz is still home or whatever. So then Cal's just like snooping around and then just like walks in their house and he's like, Liz, I love you. Like he only wants Dave to be there so that way like Liz doesn't leave.
Yep. And they can have their little fling
Chris.
ding ding. Yeah. It was very hard to see what was going on. As I said, there was a scene with bloodhounds because as the giant leeches are coming out of the swamp to murder people, which happens early on, they start finding the bodies and they start, taking the police dogs down there, which are, at first I thought they were, well, she's like, are those basset hounds? I'm like, their little legs wouldn't get them around in the swampy area.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's probably bloodhounds. Then they come out and they're like golden retrievers or something.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
weird. Like the sound effects on this movie were not great. Like they're supposed to be in a swamp, and like a marshy, swampy, like whatever.
Like a real dirty,
Yeah, dirty swamp. And they had monkey noises.
Yeah, it was very bizarre. I even wrote that down. I'm like, wait, were those monkeys? Aren't they in the swamp? Like,
Yeah.
for those of you who live in swampy areas, let us know, are there monkeys where you
Like,
live?
"Ooh, ah."
Yeah, it wasn't like, just like a noise. It sounded like a monkey. It was legit jungle sounds. I kept waiting for like a lion or a panther or something to go, yeah.
Yeah.
It, for all intents and purposes, this is a what I would call a monsters cheapie. Like,
I said typical monster movie.
Yep. Insert guy in a suit
Yep.
and people getting murdered
Yep.
off screen.
Yep.
And
I said
people come to figure it out.
I said the acting was on par with most of the movies of its time. So like, it's not like it was bad acting. It's 1959's, normal kind of like acting. Like everybody was just doing their job kind of a thing. Like it just felt very formulaic.
Which, if you're making a B picture, you want people to come and see the monster and go home.
I mean, the dialogue was something like I kept saying there was a lots of I seen it over there kind of thing, and I was just like, boy, they're really like trying to hone in on the fact that it's like a swamp, area.
South.
Yeah, from the South or whatever. And it was just like overly acted. And
wait, is she the Louisiana hussy? She's not.
No. But boy, she was an a-hole. She was cheaty, rude, biatch is what I said. And so was Cal. I called him a couple of poop heads. Which
incidentally, speaking of being in the South and all that stuff, one of the characters' name was Porky, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's all, folks. But
Yep.
I didn't think the guy was overweight. I think they just called him Porky, but I don't remember. I was like, did they say that his name was Porky? And I had to make sure. I felt like they were doing a riff on the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I would see. I could see that.
Except it ended up, we thought at first it seemed like there was two giant leeches.
Yeah.
By the end, I'm pretty sure we figured out there was like
A bunch.
4 to 6 or more. And why has nobody noticed these prior to now? Because they're full size people in suits. Like they're not like little leeches like in Slither or
Yeah.
Weren't
they
not
blaming
Slither,
it on something? I feel like they were
Shivers.
blaming it on something.
What were they blaming it on?
Like some sort of technology or something like that.
It wasn't a fiber optic cable, I can tell you that.
I know, but it was like on par with that, kind of a thing. Like,
Blaming-
there's this newfangled whatever, and it's making like the things big. That's what Steve's job was or whatever. He was like the scientist guy that was like there to study it because there was something that was happening, like some sort of phenomenon that was making it big.
It was definitely kind of, vague, which of course, again, at the time, they weren't concerned about the science and tried to explain it. They just wanted to get, Monster A to kill victim B and move on to the next thing. I wrote leeches suck, by the way. Boom.
They suck people's faces. It was weird.
And they were clearly, not on par with Creature from the Black Lagoon suit. Why did I write he's furry? Who was I talking about? Oh, the one guy there was 2 guys that were going to dive into the swamp to try and find whatever.
The
and
leeches, and they were trying to find the people too, because like the people
missing.
disappeared. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were like, well, maybe there's an underwater cave and the people are alive down there, which they were spot on. That's exactly what was happening. But yeah,
they like put on their like little shorty shorts and no shirts, and they had scuba
Oh,
gear.
right.
And the one guy's like got a rope tied around his waist, which is ineffective. But he's like, I'm gonna go down. And he's like, if I need you, I'll tug on the rope and then you come down after me. Like, why don't you just go with him?
yeah,
Why would you
right,
go separately?
yeah,
And of course, he goes down there and he gets in trouble, and they have to fight the giant leeches. And they're like, well, what are we gonna do? And they're like, well, dynamite them out. And so they decide to go hook up. So they send the one guy down there, even though the other guy had to fight the leeches and they were, stabbing and whatever. They send the one guy down there alone to set like, I don't know how many charges. Like he set like a lot of dynamite charges all over the swamp by himself, incidentally. But yeah, the one guy had a really like hairy chest and back. That's why I said he's furry, by the way.
he was furry.
So, spoiler alert, it's 1959. So, if you don't want to know what happened, pause this, go watch a movie and come back. We'll see you in an hour.
Yep.
They blow up the dynamite and you see the leech bodies kind of floating to the surface, sort of.
Yeah.
And then they kind of slowly, they're like, okay, that's it. We did it. Yay. And they kind of, the music starts to swell and they kind of pan over to this little like area off to the side. And I wasn't sure if I saw something and she didn't see it, I don't think initially. So we had to rewind it. Actually, we ended up, it went to the credits. We had to start over and fast forward.
Right.
But it turns out there was at least one or two more that were just right off screen. Like you could barely see them. It was almost like an afterthought. So it wasn't over. And as far as I know, there was no Attack of the Leeches, Giant Leeches too. But if anybody's out there wanting to make a movie, this does not have a sequel, I don't think.
Nope.
So, if you can find a better leech costume.
Yeah.
Tech.
I'm sure probably could. It almost looked like a garbage bag.
Kind of.
It's like a garbage bag with like things glued to it.
It could be like too leech, too leechiest, too fast, too leechiest. I don't know.
He'll get there. He'll make something up.
Something,
Yeah.
But
Nope.
Well, do you have any final thoughts?
I maybe do.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
I shan't, but I do. It's a film of its time. I wish it was a better copy. Still fun. Reminds me of my youth.
That's funny you said that of its time, because I said the same thing on that other part. My final thoughts are: don't go into the swamp, don't cheat on your husband, and do watch old movies because they're fun. Yay. So if you had to repurchase this movie, how much would you pay for it? Out of 5 or less.
I swear I wrote this down, but I didn't. I ended up at $1.50 because if it was a cleaned up version of this film, I would definitely take a Saturday afternoon and watch it again. If it was a little bit easier to see what was going on and you could hear better, because like she said, it's it's of its time and it's fun.
Yeah, I gave it 50 cents just because it was like hard to watch it, number one. But I feel like most things are $1, and this is only an hour long. I feel like 50 cents is a pretty good price for it.
All right. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. I see you there,
I see.
Mrs. Newly Dead.
Yeah. I did not fall asleep during it.
She
which
did
was
not.
nice.
I mean, it's only an hour, so I don't
But
mind.
still,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I can
not
fall
blowing it
asleep.
up.
I can fall asleep during anything.
We still got 8 more movies to watch, although I
do.
think I've seen at least 1 or 2 of the other ones.
Oh,
already, so.
all right.
I love old black and white monster
Yeah.
movies.
All right. So, I'm going to knock over a skeleton over here. I have a skeleton next to me. That's a little known fact. All right. So, if they don't want to watch Attack of the Giant Leeches, what do you recommend, Mr. Newly Dead?
I had to think about this, and I was like, I've already recommended that. So I ended up with 2006. One of Miss Newly Dead's. She likes this movie. Slither.
I do like Slither.
Yeah. Because I figured, it's a monster
leechy.
movie. It's got kind of leechy type creatures. Granted, it turns into a big like body horror kind
Blob.
of thing with Michael Rooker, and it gets
Jenna
a little
Fisher.
gross.
She's in that, right?
Yeah, it's a James Gunn joint, I think, isn't it? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's James Gunn joint. It's behind us, but yeah. So it's not an exact analog, kind of thing, or not exact, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah. So, what are we going to watch
If you
next
like
week?
goopy horror.
Goopy.
Next week we are watching from 2001,
Blood Moon.
aka Wolf Girl.
It'll rip your heart out. It
Woof.
looks very woofy.
Wolf Girl. There's the notes on this and the people in it. It's gonna be it's gonna be something to talk about. Just the background stuff, not even the movie. I don't know. Hopefully the movie's all right, but I'm not telling you.
Interesting. Oh man, I hate when they do red lettering on black.
Yeah, it's awful.
You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, this is a long synopsis too. Are you ready for this? It's gonna take a hot minute.
Oh, we got a minute.
The legend of the werewolf is brought to life with a frightening twist in this terrifying tale of a young girl cursed with a disease that makes her look more animal than human. Billed as the wolf girl in a traveling freak show, she horrifies audiences around the country night after night. But when she finds a friend who has done extensive research on her disease and has developed a cure, she secretly takes the serum. It begins to work, but not without consequences. The more human she appears on the outside, the more wolfish she becomes on the inside. Suddenly, primal urges begin to stir inside her as she stalks the forest at night, searching for and killing her prey. Her act as the wolf girl has become reality, and only the taste of blood can satisfy her hunger. Interesting.
Oh, I thought there was more.
Nope. It's long.
That was what she said.
It's a long paragraph.
Long synopsis.
Three paragraphs.
Trace griefs.
We went from like nothing this week to like a whole novel.
That was longer than the movie we watched last week.
It was crazy.
Crazy pants.
All right. Well, that was quick and easy, I feel like. Yeah. Short and to the point. Like the movie we watched. All right. Well, thank you again for watching us. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and you will come back and visit us again. And until next week,
keep it cheap and creepy.
Bye.
Doesn't mean you go chasing the dead.
It may be your robot, but it's my house.
I want to get a close look at these sharks.
Sounds dangerous.
Well, I'll be careful.
You didn't. Juanita, oh no.